Gains, and for us the SGX Nifty is pointing to a positive start, 38 points on the higher side. So that's the picture on the index. Let's now talk about the stocks that are worth looking out for today. Here is the CNBC TV 18 list of top 10 stocks for the morning. Our entire team is with us. Good morning, guys. Anuj, let me start with you. As always, what's on your radar today?
I think, again, the theme that stocks which are making higher bottoms, you want to buy them. Shriram Transport, I think, is a stock which has seen quite a bit of buying. Yesterday also, it was one which was seeing some bit of buying interest. So that's something to watch out for. I think we yesterday spoke about Tata Motors filling that entire gap of that post-result disaster. Watch out for Tata Motors DVR as well. That sort of underperformed the main stock in this move. So perhaps some catching up on that is possible.
Okay. Thanks a lot for that. Well, Abhishek, clearly, Allahabad Corporation were always expected to come out of PCA. I think the surprise was Dhanlakshmi.
Well, exactly. Dhanlakshmi is the surprising of the three names that RBI has given in terms of removing from PCA framework. So, what RBI says is the capital given by government to Allahabad at 6,900 crore and to Corporation Bank at about 9,100 crore actually is enough to meet the overall CRAR requirement, CET1 requirement that will bring down the net NPA and the leverage ratio, which is sufficient to remove these banks from the PCA or prompt corrective action framework. The net NPA, just to highlight our viewers, of Allahabad Bank is at 7.7%, Corporation Bank at 11.5%, and for Dhanlakshmi Bank it's at a mere 2.93%. So for Dhanlakshmi Bank, RBI has said that the bank is not breaching the risk threshold framework of PCA. And just one alert, that news was largely known about Allahabad and Corporation Bank. It's just that Dhanlakshmi Bank is a surprising factor. Back to you.
Okay, yes, Allahabad and Corporation, you did alert us as soon as we got the breakup of the recap amount that these are the two likely candidates. Thanks, Abhishek, for that. Let's move on. Now, some of the oil and gas companies are going to be in focus as well, particularly the city gas distribution plays. That's because of the bids that have been given out by the regulators. Sonal?
Absolutely, Surbhi. So a lot of these companies will be in focus. Well, PNGRB, that is Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board, has approved a letter of intents for 50 geographical areas to 12 entities. And interestingly, these oil marketing companies will be in focus. The likes of HPCL and IOCL have won the highest amount of bids, that is 9 in number. That is followed by IOC and Adani Gas. Both in a joint venture have won 9 bids. This is followed by GAIL Gas, Gujarat Gas and IGL, all of them winning around 3 to 4 bids. So Adani Gas on an individual level has also won 2 bids. So overall, all these companies have some positive news coming in. Now remember, the investment in the 10th city gas distribution round is around 50,000 odd crore rupees, and all these companies will be investing in that. So definitely a positive news coming in for them.
Okay. Well, let's wait and see whether they will really jump up and down. It's a long, protracted process of actually making money from gas distribution. But anyway, that's positive for some of these stocks. Notably, I guess, the Adani Group. Rima, you have a brokerage note on IT stocks which we should take note.
Yes, because it's Credit Suisse, which has got a very good track record of calling out the trends and the shifts in the market perception about sectors. So they're writing about IT stocks, where they say that in 2018 the IT stocks got a nitro boost as revenue growth picked up and they benefited from a 10% depreciation in the rupee. But now the demand expectations have been reset, and therefore the possibility of a positive earnings surprise from here on is low. The demand environment for 2019 looks solid, or FY20 as they call it, looks quite solid. But in FY21, there are some macro uncertainties which could cloud the outlook. And even next year in FY20, the margin performance may be muted as companies will have to invest in their digital investments. Secondly, they also talk about the valuations, where they're saying that although valuations have retraced from the October levels, they're still 7% higher than the long-term averages. So neutral on TCS and Infosys. They have downgraded Wipro to an underperform as the long-term growth rates are much lower than peers. And finally, they have a positive call on HCL Tech, where they say it's their top pick because growth is picking up and valuations are more reasonable compared to the sector. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Rima, very much for that. We'll watch out for some of those IT stocks. That's not all. There are more stocks on the radar this morning. Manglam?
Well, I have a handful of stocks on my list here. So we start with MRF. Remember yesterday, Eicher Motors, the workers called off their strike at the Orangutam plant, and perhaps the MRF workers at the Tiruvotiyur plant took a leaf from their book and called off their strike as well. So positive news out there. At the same time, we have Panacea Biotech. Interesting news coming in there. They've announced raising 860 crores via non-convertible debentures. This to fund a one-time settlement with lenders. So the nuances of this would be more important to know, given they're borrowing from Peter essentially to pay Paul. At the same time, Sanofi India, the revenues have grown at around 8%, but the same kind of growth hasn't come in for their net profit, 79 crores. This compares with 76 crores because there has been a decline in the margins both sequentially and year on year. And finally, we have Time Technoplast, one of their key businesses, which is the LPG cylinder business. They've entered into a new agreement with Petroleum India to make blast-proof cylinders for India available. So this could be a step in the right direction for their LPG business.
Okay, thanks a lot for that, Mangalam. We'll watch out for those stocks. Just keep your eye on the NBFC stocks and the banking space, basically the financials. Chances are today you're going to see a fall in yields. Yesterday, these stocks were troubled, the NBFCs in particular, because of DHFL. The reason why you could see a positive is exactly this. The Reserve Bank has announced 25,000 crore of purchase of bonds, which means it will push 25,000 crore into the system in the first half of March. Now, rarely does RBI say only for the first half. They normally announce for the month. And the average for the last few months has been 40,000 crore. So clearly this looks headed for a 50,000 crore if you just expect that 25,000 crore is coming in the first half. I suppose they will look at the advanced tax numbers and then announce the OMO for the second half. But it's very positive for the debt market. They were expecting the OMO announcement, but 25,000 crore only for the first half will be a spot of cheer for yields. Yields could fall and could be positive for financials.
All right, so we're going to watch out for a lot of those banking stocks as well. Actually, throw in one more. Max India perhaps can be looked at as well. The deal announcements are finally through, and we did alert you about this much earlier. Max India's board has approved selling 51% stake in Max Bupa Health Insurance to True North for a consideration of 510 crore rupees. The deal puts Max Bupa's enterprise value at a little over 1,000 crores. The stake sale will be completed in the new financial year FY20. Here out Divya Sehgal, partner at True North, on this transaction.
The reason and why this attracted us is point one, we believe that within general insurance, health is the most attractive sector. And what attracted us to Max Bupa is fundamentally three things. One, very strong pedigree. Max and Bupa, which is one of the leading global health insurers. Second, a highly retail portfolio that they've built, where 97% of their business is retail. And third, a good quality distribution network. What we have done is that from our understanding of this business and where the management has helped us, we built out 5-year projections. We believe that this business will be profitable in a 3 to 4 year timeline. And we think that general insurance and health insurance businesses should be valued on a PE multiple. So we've done a PE multiple 5 years out and discounted it.
All right. By the way, there's some good news coming in for some of the glass players, perhaps La Paula, Sajal, some of those smaller companies in the small cap arena. There's anti-dumping duty on certain types of glass, certain grades of glass that we import from the ASEAN region. Well, on that note, let's quickly recap our top 10 stock list for the morning. Stocks with positive news flow are Allahabad Bank, Corporation Bank, Dhanalakshmi Bank, Adani Gas, IGL, GAIL, Gujarat Gas, BPCL, IOC, HPCL. These are, of course, a lot of the winners in the city gas distribution rounds. Moving on then to HCL Tech, MRF, Panacea Biotech, Time Techno, Bajaj Finance, HDFC, SBI, PNB and Bank of Baroda. Stocks that have negative news flow this morning are Wipro, Max India and Sanofi India. Let's take a break on that note. Coming up, lots of technical trading ideas and an overall technical view on the market. Ashwini Gujral, Sudarshan Sukhani and Mitesh Thakkar joining in.